First, let's pay homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, to Master Sakya Tsung, the 16th Dharma King Karmapa, and Master Dupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels on the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa, Namo Maha Mayuri, the great peacock king, and all his assembly. Simu, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, all fellow disciples present here and over the internet, and our special guests today, the wife of the Secretary General Liao of the Coordination Councils of North America of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Taiwan, Dharma Sister Judy. Accountant to True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa and her husband Larry. Producers for the Illuminating Your Heart of CTI TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca. The attorney to the True Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Zhou Huifang and her son, Dr. Zhuang. Good afternoon, how do you do? Everyone, good afternoon. How are you? Cantonese, Taiwanese, Mandarin, Japanese, Indonesian, Malay. Selamat siang is Indonesian. Selamat petang is Malay. But petang or pentan in Chinese also means a fool or stupid. And today we had the Homa of Mahamayuri. And his mudra, there's inner mudra, like this. And then straighten the pinkies and the thumbs. It looks like a peacock. Or the outer mudra. And the thumbs at the pinkies are straightened out. And these are the feathers, the wings, that can move 3 times. This is Mahamayuri's mudra. And the seed syllable is the character Mo. That's the short mantra. That's his mantra. And his look, he is wearing a Vairocana crown and looks very dignified, beautiful. He has, or she has 4 arms and seated on top of a peacock. And the 4 arms, one is holding a white lotus blossom, and the other arm, the other hand is holding a peacock feather. And then another hand is holding a harmonious or love fruit, and the other hand is holding an auspicious fruit. So her Dharma practice is very unique, very special, and he has a tremendous power because the crown of Mahamayuri is the crown of Vairocana, because it's the very important emanation of Vairocana. So according to the Mahamayuri Sutra, as spoken by Sakyamuni Buddha, So this Mahamayuri Sutra, as spoken by Sakyamuni Buddha, specifies that Mahamayuri has an emanation of Sakyamuni Buddha. And in the Prajna Paramita Sutra and Amitabha Sutra, as spoken by the Buddha, inside these sutras, it was mentioned that peacocks were transformed by Amitabha Buddha. So most tantric practitioners would know that Mahamayuri is an emanation and a combined emanation of Vairocana Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha, and Amitabha Buddha. So therefore, he's the equal body of Vairocana Buddha. And he's the peacock body, and peacock is the transformation body of Amitabha. Because Sakyamuni Buddha once was the peacock king, so therefore he is Sakyamuni Buddha's function body, and Amitabha Buddha's transformation body, and Vairocana Buddha equal body. So he or she has a tremendous power. That's why in Homa earlier, I felt that I was not in control of my own mudras. The mudras were formed by Mahamayuri, that was transformed by Mahamayuri. So the mudras were made by Grandmaster Lu combined with Mahamayuri. So the spiritual energy today is very huge, very big. Very big. I could see thousands of peacocks flying all over the sky, and the lights were really bright. And in performing the merit dedication, I became a stutterer. I couldn't say what I wanted to say. Sometimes he spoke and sometimes I spoke. So I became like a stutterer. And the mudra transformation, sometimes I formed them and sometimes he formed them. And he didn't follow the procedure, he just did it. He really liked to open the arms like the peacocks, the peacock feathers. So I just followed him. And then I pulled my hand back to form my own mudras, and then he pulled it out again. So I don't know who did it, but we did perform all the mudras. As long as it was done, it's fine. And of the Mahamayuri, the white lotus blossom and the red harmony fruit and a yellow auspicious fruit and also the peacock feather, each has its function. The white lotus blossom represents purification, eradication of calamities. And the yellow auspicious fruit represents blessings or enrichment to increase all of our good fortune. And the red harmony fruit represent harmony or love and respect. And the colorful peacock feather represents subjugation, or to subdue all demonic forces. And before I did mention that peacocks can eat up all the poisons and toxins, and then your bodies would be detoxed, and then you would gain great health, longevity, and self-mastery. And before I also felt that all the assembly or the family members of Mahamayuri did come. And there are many families or altars that have a parasol on the ceiling, and there are 28 planetary stars to represent the 28 generals, and one of them is at the center, and they're all the assembly of family members of Mahamayuri, and they all came. The 28 planetary stars, they all came. So the whole Homa hall here is full with the spiritual energy. And in a moment it was Vairocana Buddha, in a moment it's Sakyamuni Buddha, and in a moment Amitabha Buddha. And then at another moment, all the family members or assembly of Mahamayuri, they all came. So the whole Homa, I was just making all different faces. The face kept changing. It's like that changing face drama or play of Sichuan, China. The mudras, the face, the Homa, they're all changes. And it was done by him. So I believe this time that all the Sravakas, Prateka Buddhas, the 7 Buddhas, Maitreya, the 8 heavenly kings, the 28 planetary stars, the 12 palaces, they're all the family members of Mahamayuri. So the past 7 Buddhas too was family member of Mahamayuri. And at the center was Maitreya Bodhisattva, Maitreya Buddha, and around them the Savakas and Prateka Buddhas, the 8 heavenly kings, the 28 planetary stars, the 9 stars, the 12 palaces. They're all. And by completing 600,000 recitation of Mahamayuri mantras, you're guaranteed to be reborn in the Maha Double Lotus Ponds. Oh, this is too easy because you have to recite 8 million times of Root Guru mantra. So now no one would recite my Root Guru mantra. The Root Guru mantra, Padma Kumara mantra. They all could just recite Mahamayuri mantra. It only takes them 600,000 instead of 8 million Root Guru mantra. Who said this? I did? That's nothing I could do. You shouldn't like to make this gesture. Oh. There are many different Dharma practices. The starlight body. There is the praying for the rain, stopping the rain, subduing earthquake, for enrichment, magnetization, purification, eliminating the ghost, and also eradication of the illnesses. And I have taught all these Dharma practices. What? Only 600,000 recitation? Only 600,000 times, and you're guaranteed to be reborn in the Western paradise. How could I say that? Maybe because of the 7 past Buddhas and the 3 Buddhas are all there, could eradicate the fixed karma. Wow. Oh, Grandmaster, please introduce the Homa next week. November 3rd, Sunday, 3 p.m. The main deity would be Guru Gule Buddha Mother. And Guru Gule Buddha Mother is red. And she is a great magnetizing Buddha Mother. And she's holding a bow and an arrow, right? So whoever you shot through, then the heart of that person will come to you. It's through this Guru Gule Buddha Mother Dharma practice. So Guru Gule specializes on love, respect, and harmony. So those who are tall and handsome, the cool man, and the beautiful, gorgeous woman, whether you're a man or woman that want to get married, you should become the primary supplicant for this deity. So if you want to get married, or if you're already married, you should also become the primary supplicant, because this deity is about love and respect. And this love and respect is not only between a man and a woman, it could be between your superiors toward the subordinates. So superiors also sound like masters, not our Dharma masters, but your superiors, your boss. They would be kind to you, and they would increase your salary and promote you. And so your boss would be kind to you, and wherever you go, they would like you. That's also harmony. If you receive the blessing of Guru Gule Buddha Mother, wherever you are, people would help you. They would help you carry your bags. So wherever you go, someone would help you carry your bag. And then wherever you are, people would give you a glass of drink. Or wherever you go, people would cook for you. Wherever you go and you wave your hand, the car would stop and carry you for free, drive you. If you want to go to east, although the car was going west, they would turn around and drive you there. That's because you have this magnetizing power, that you would always have people that help you. and the adversaries would go away, and your supporters would become more and more and more. So I have said this, that this deity is the Yidam, the main deity of Master Thubten Dorje. He specialized in practicing this deity. And one day he told Guru Gule Buddha Mother, he said that I will practice this deity because I wanted to deliver thousands, millions or billions of sentient beings. But Master Thubten Dorje said that he only delivered about 300. He only had about 300 disciples, not millions or billions of them. So he felt that his practice of the Guru Gule Buddha Mother was he felt a bit disappointed, disheartened. But later, he felt very pleased because he delivered one Sheng-Yen Lu. So later on, he was really pleased. This Guru Gule Buddha Mother as my Yidam was right, because although he had not many disciples, not millions of them, but he had grand disciples, about 5 million grand disciples. So it's like the disciples of Grandmaster. So with the appearance of Guru Gule Buddha Mother, you would have lots of supporters, lots of people helping you. So if Grandmaster spoke of a word that I need something, like say the crown or my dragon vest, that I only have a few in the past. I don't have enough dragon vests, and then all of a sudden there are thousands of them being offered to me. They all flew to me. And I did say that I didn't have enough crowns. Now I have them as much as a small hill, also the dragon vest. So what do you want? I don't need anything. I have everything. And they are all offered by disciples. Even just in my mind, if you want something, then it would come. So this deity is very good. And I hope, if you hope for supporters or people helping you, then you need to be primary supplicant for this. But if you want to be spit or scolded you, or if you like to be scolded or reprimanded or thrown a shoe, then you don't need to be the primary supplicant. But if you don't want to have any love or you don't want to get married, then you don't need to become the primary supplicant. And one more, if you wish that your superiors or boss to lay you off, kick you out, then you don't need to become the primary supplicant. Then your boss will not promote you, will not raise your salary, will not support you, will not smile when they see you. But instead, when the boss sees you, you would cry. So if you don't become primary supplicant, get ready to cry. Oh, I went overboard. Oh, I went overboard. Maybe I didn't recite Gurukule Buddha Mother because they didn't even prepare a cup of water here. See, that's the mantra of Gurukule. Oh, Gurukule 3, so I only get drinks when I said something. Now we will continue to talk on the Great Perfection Dharma. There was a group of people that went to the garden, to the park, and there was a bell at the center, and someone was wanting to toll the bell and ask how much it would cost. And the guardian there said, if you hit the bell once, it's $2. Why don't you hit it 3 times? So he paid $6. So he used all his strength to hit the bell, and it sounded really nice. And the guardian said, with the first hit, your body is strong. The second hit is you would be safe, and the third hit you would gain great health, great wealth. And he was chatting with another person, and carelessly he hit another hit. He hit the bell again. And then he said, how could he hit 4 times? And then the hitter asked, so what would you say about the 4th hit? And he said, when you hit it the 4th time, then it would be all returned to emptiness. It rhymed in Chinese. That was just a joke. So what is emptiness? Only very few people can talk about emptiness. That the 4 elements return to void. Every individual outdoors, when they look at the clear sky, that nothing exists. So in Tantrayana, we use the clear sky, clear blue sky, to represent void or emptiness. Void or emptiness is very difficult to comprehend. It's difficult to explain because whatever the eyes can see, they all exist. Like this Vajra bell or Vajra scepter, they exist. Or the hand drum, that exists. And the water too exists. And the person exists. And the offering items of the flowers, incense, tea, lamb, and fruit, they all exist. So what is emptiness? And in Tantrayana, it is represented by the clear blue sky, the clear cloudless sky. And in the Tantric Great Perfection Dharma, there is a Dharma I I wrote it on page 75. So the great perfection it teaches you to see the clear blue sky frequently, the huge, expansive, spacious, clear, cloudless sky. Yesterday we talked about looking at the stars, but today the Dharma practice is to look at the clear, cloudless sky. And the best place to gaze at the sky is at the peak of the mountains. If you cannot be at the peak of the mountains, you can also gaze at the sky anywhere, or the highest point of your residence, to look at the clear cloudless sky. So what is the relationship between gazing at the emptiness and with our spiritual cultivation? It primarily talks about three things. That the sky is the sky. You would find it interesting. Why is the sky the sky? There's nothing on the sky. Of course it is the sky. In Chinese, the sky also means the void or nothingness. But this nothingness or voice is one, because everything comes from emptiness. All things return to this oneness. So this void is one, and the void is also everything, because all that exists comes from this void. And you may be curious, why are we from the void? The void or the sky. And in the book it was mentioned, please comprehend this. The void is the void, is the same as nil. Although the void is limitless and boundless, so that's the same as one. So although the void is limitless and infinite, but it includes or embraces everything. So that's the meaning. So there is a very profound and deep Dharma taste in this. In the art shop, there is a woman that asks the boss, last week the ivory that you sold me was fake. And I asked for confirmation, and they said that it's not made of ivory. And then the boss said, so if what you said was true, that meant that the elephant had the denture, like a fake teeth. And talking about authenticity versus falsehood, if there is something authentic, there must be something fake. A teacher asked, so kids, you would lose your teeth, and what would be the last tooth you have? So a kid was rather clever, and he stood up and said, denture, the false teeth. When you lose your teeth, all you have is dentures. The kid was smart. So on earth, when there are something authentic, there are also something fake. When you go to mainland China, you would know. Everything is fake. I have shared this joke before. Someone wanted to kill himself. So he bought in Texas insecticide, and if you drank the whole bottle, you would die. So he drank it. It turned out that the insecticide was fake, was counterfeit. So then he bought a rope to hang himself. And then when he hung himself, the rope broke because the rope was fake. It was made of paper. So when he hung himself, it was broken. So he got mad, and he thought, well, since I couldn't die, he went to a tavern and called for a drink, alcoholic drink, and he died from it because the alcohol was fake. So he died. Look at American government is printing the dollar bills, and the Japanese government too. They keep printing money. So I don't dare to say much. So now they print the bills with the smaller heads, lots of them. And then the next day, bills with bigger heads. And then the next day, even bigger heads. Franklin, bigger heads of Franklin. So small, middle, and big heads. And on the other side is the Congress, right? The Congress Hall. So the old and the new bill. Okay, let me look at my own. If I show my bills. What is this? Philadelphia? Independence Hall? It is Independence Hall. Oh, U.S. Treasury. Oh, they're all different halls. But now there's like the small head, the medium head, and the big head of Franklin. And they said that that's for to prevent counterfeit money. Of course, they need excuse to print money. But no matter what, they print lots of money. And Japan too. They print a lot of bills. And many countries all over the world, they also secretly print monies. Because when you're poor, you print more money, then you have more money. Is that the case? Say if Sheng-Yen Lu owe Reverend Lily a lot of money, I wouldn't lie to you, but I can print my own money and then pay you back. 100,000? Okay, I'll just print that money and then pay it back to you. Or 200,000? Or a billion? I would just print that spirit money of a $1 billion bill. Spirit money and pay you back. Then I would be rich, right? I could just print that spirit money. Whatever you want, I can give it to you. Well, however much I owe you, I can repay. Is that acceptable? No. Then you're not right. Because the U.S. government, you are saying that U.S. government is not right. If you have no money, then you can just print money. Those are all fake. Even the dollar bills are fake. They're made of paper. Everything is fake. So what is authentic or genuine? Like in Taiwan recently, the oil inside the chili oil, there's not even a portion of chili, and in olive oil there isn't any ingredients of olive, but it is called olive oil. It's all made up chemically. So what a world. Everything is fake. It was all made up. It was all artificial. So those people who manufacture the Taiwanese olive oil or chili oil, they are all enlightened. Because inside the moon cake, there's definitely no moon. And inside the sun cakes, there's no sun. And inside the beef noodle soup, there's no beef. And inside the fire cake, there's no fire. Inside the wife cake, there's no wife. So everything is fake. So what is this? What is authentic or genuine? Only the Buddha nature is real. So what is real and what is fake? They are all mixed up, very messy. But the clear, cloudless sky represents this authenticity, represents the Buddha nature. If you often gaze at the clear sky, then your heart would become like the clear sky. And you would have several phenomena if you often gaze at the clear sky. To look at the sky or the void, then you would bring yourself into it, into the sky. And inside the clear sky, there would be the altar of your yidam. Your wisdom deity is in it. So by gazing at the sky, you visualize the altar of my yidam in the sky. Like when I'm chanting Amitabha Buddha, my Amitabha Buddha is as big as the sky, with the head balm, with the hair knot, with the facial gesture, and the ears, and the body, and the lotus on the hand, and the mudra, and the feet on a lotus blossom, and as big as the sky. He's radiating light upon you. And you recite Om Ami Devase. So by gazing at the sky, you recite the mantra of your yidam, and then visualize the yidam, and then to bring yourself into this altar. It's called the bringing you in Dharma practice of the great perfection. So you often gaze at the sky and think of the altar of Mahamayuri, and then the huge Mahamayuri, the four arms, the harmony fruit, auspicious fruit, the peacock feather, the white lotus, and his look, and the Vairocana crown, and the peacock feathers behind him. This way, you see his altar, and you recite his mantra, Om Muili Kelati Soha. And the Mahamayuri radiating light from the sky upon you. And you bring your heart toward his heart, and then the two hearts would merge. So this is the Se Tai. This is the bringing in Dharma practice of the Great Perfection Dharma. So in Great Perfection, there is a teaching to teach you to look at the sky. For what? So you're climbing the mountain, and you reach at the peak, and then you look at the sky, and you didn't see anything, and you fell asleep. No. But you need to be able to see clearly your wisdom deity, to make your wisdom deity appear by using the power of your mind. That the whole sky is the altar of your wisdom deity. And in your heart, you recite the mantra continually, the mantra of Mahamayuri. And he, by the sky, and you are getting closer and closer together until eventually it merges. They merge. Then after they merge, you gain spiritual response with the deity, that the Buddha and I are united. That the clear sky would be imprinted on your heart, the yidam would be imprinted in your heart, and all the radiance and luminosity would be imprinted in your heart, and you merge with the radiance, with the yidam, with the Buddha. So this state. So by gazing at the sky, you recite his mantra, Om Muili Kelati Soha, or the praise, or by singing it. You can sing it too, like say chanting Amitabha. So when you sing like this, toward the sky, you visualize your yidam and his altar on the sky, and you sing with joy, or you recite or chant the mantra, or call on his name, or praise him. Gradually, your yidam would connect with you. Then you gain spiritual response with yidam. And you, the person, would be bring to merge with the Yidam, with Amitabha Buddha, and you can follow Amitabha Buddha and merge with Amitabha Buddha. This is a kind of Dharma practice. The sky, clear sky, the void, the Yidam, the altar, you continually chanting his mantra at your heart, and your mind is mindful of the Yidam in the sky continually. And then one day, when you get the response, then you have attainments. So this is the visualization of the clear sky of the great perfection Dharma practice. So think about it. Spiritual cultivation, it can be said it's very difficult because you need to be steadfast, you need to persevere. But the easiest way is to gaze at the sky, visualize the Yidam and the altar, and you invoke him, and he attract you and merge with you and bring you in. Very simple. Once you gain spiritual response, you would be like me. When in Homa, in making the offerings, I focus on the mantra, Om Moili Gelati Soha. The mantra today is powerful. And the sounds of the peacocks too inside the mantra. The mantra today is very powerful. It has the peacock sounds. And it's not just one melody, it has another melody. And the melody was absorbed in your heart, and you become very pure. And Mahamayuri and all his assembly enters into your body. So you are connected. So the electricity meet the electricity. There's like chemistry. So this is spiritual cultivation. If you use something fake to practice, if you have a motive or you have another agenda, say if your primary goal is to gain more territory, or another purpose is to have money coming home, that all the money come to my home, then you have an agenda. You want offerings, you want fame and reputation, then you have an agenda. It's you don't want money or fame, or say that you want to have my Lichang temple all over the world. This my means ambition or gender. But today, I simply tell you, I have founded True Buddha School for about 40 years, ever since I was in Taiwan. And Seattle Lichang Temple had been built for how long? 28 years. That's the first Lichang Temple of True Buddha School. 28 years. But let me tell you that at the Seattle Lichang Temple, Grandmaster is nothing, completely nothing. Doesn't hold anything there. Because of this, I've never been the abbot of Seattle Lichang Temple. Although Grandmaster is the founder of True Buddha School, I give it this name. Golden Mother give this name, and the name Lichang Temple too, or the temple of the store of thunder. That's also given by Golden Mother. There are many Lichang temples all over the world, and Grandmaster is not the abbot of any of those temples. And someone said, Taiwan Lichang Temple, isn't that under Grandmaster's name? Grandmaster isn't the abbot of there. No, it's just by name, because I never managed. I was never in charge of the temple. I don't even know its finance or administration or the Dharma work. I never care for any of that. All I do is to get on the Dharma seat to give Dharma teaching. So just for Seattle Lechang Temple, please stand up, anyone that has been the abbot there. Lian Miao, Lian Ning, De Hui, and Yan Huo. But Grandmaster never became the abbot. So you may feel pitiful toward Grandmaster. He had never been an abbot. No, I never thought of that. I never wanted to be an abbot. Did I ever manage the finance of Seattle Temple or Rainbow Temple? No, never. Like Rainbow Temple, how much money does it have? Or Seattle Lechang Temple? No. They never told me. Cannot be said. I don't know how much money they have. Or Rainbow Temple. Both the Seattle Temple and Rainbow Temple are very poor. And it's very true. They don't have much money. But look at the Lotus Light Temple. And I really don't know how much they have, because it's also a temple of True Buddha School. So Lotus Light Temple is also one of the important temples. And Grandmaster never asked, Master Lian Ci, please tell me. How much money do you really have? Now, she never told me, and I never asked whether she has money or not. I think maybe she does. Nobody said they're rich. They all said they're poor. We have over 50 temples around the world. And there are many temples that's bigger and more beautiful than Seattle Lechang Temple. But they are not for money. Grandmaster is not for money. Grandmaster is not the abbot of any Lechang temples, and I don't know how much money they have. This means Zen Zen Vakaranai. I don't know anything. It's not because of money. It's not for the fame, not for money, not for the territory. Grandmaster does not own any Lechang temple till now. And around the world, Grandmaster does not have like Grandmaster doesn't have an office in any of the temples. I have my personal residence in Taiwan and in Seattle, but not anywhere else. Very simple. I have no territory. How about Living Buddha Lianzhen Sheng-Yen Lu's team? So where is Sheng-Yen Lu's Living Buddha Lianzhen's team? Everyone is my team. But still, they don't necessarily listen to me. Even the masters, the Vajra masters, don't listen to me. Some of those masters don't listen to me. Even the masters don't listen to me. As moreover, the disciples. Of course, some people may listen a little bit. But I don't command. I suggest. I didn't command. Written by Sun Yat-sen. So the president, the temporary president or vice president command such and such, but Grandmaster never. So no territory, Grandmaster has no territory. Sometimes someone wanted to leave to Buddha school and take the temple with them. All Grandmaster does is like, oh no, it's gone. They just changed the name. Leizang Temple. They discard the Leizang name and became something else. And became somebody else's. And I had given lots of these dragon robes for them to be auctioned. And they just took the money. Because we have no government, no military, no police. We have nothing. So we just follow our conscience and you suffer the consequences of your actions. So religions are based on our conscience, our clear conscience, and you suffer the consequences of your actions on your own. If you take something that don't belong to you, then you have to be responsible for it eventually. It is very simple. The most important thing is spiritual response with the yidam. Once you gain the spiritual response with the yidam would really like you because you have no motives whatsoever, no agenda. You do everything for the sake of sentient beings' attainments, the accomplishments, attainments, Buddhahood of the sentient beings. And that is most important, just for the sake of the attainments of sentient beings. So money, positions, name, territory, they're all not important. They are just the tangible things. So this Sertai Dharma practice, the bringing it in Dharma practice, the sky, and in the future we would return to the void of the sky. And our Buddha nature would return to the yidam, the Buddha and I merging. This is most important. And anyone who comprehends this is the most wise and the most fortunate. If you have the capability, you can build temples. That's your capability. Everyone can see that. And you have your power to build a temple. And then you give it to the True Buddha Foundation or the True Buddha School Association to be managed by the center government so that True Buddha Dharma can be spread all over the world, the center committee of True Buddha School. That would be number one. If you think of it as a private property, this is my temple, then in the future it would become his sons then and the son is a Christian, then the temple would with the cross. Then the Lijiang temple would be game over. Then it would be gone. The temple is dead because you give it to your son, and the son is a Christian or Catholic. Then it would become a Christian church, and all the Buddhist statues would be moved away, and the Buddha Dharma is gone. So what's authentic is the clear sky, is your mind. Your mind is the clear, cloudless sky. And the clear sky is the altar of the Yidam, and that's Buddha nature. And your mind, your heart is also the Yidam and the Yidam's mandala or altar. And when you merge with the Yidam, then you would have attainment. That's the concept. Everything else is empty. The Seattle Lijiang Temple is standard. They rely on election for the board of directors, for the abbot. The abbots are also elected generation to generation. If you have no self motives, and if you're like the clear sky, then your mind is like the clear sky, and the clear sky is your mind. And together they would meet. And there is a Dharma practice which is visualizing the illusory. And this is like a practice in a mirror. You know, I remember in the Reverend Ming Yi's house, there is a mirror and there's a Yidam on top of the mirror. And he would sit in front of the mirror that is costumed like the Yidam. And then you look at the Yidam statue and look at the reflection in the mirror, and you continually do that. And eventually, in the mirror, the Yidam would appear. And at this time, your mind would fly into the mirror. And then you can travel across all the Buddha lands. So it's quite similar to this Sơ Tai Dharma practice of the Great Perfection, which is the bringing in your mind, Yidams, and you become the Yidam, and you enter into the mirror. That's the mirror Dharma practice. So you hang a picture or statue of your Yidam on top of the mirror, and your outfit, and you wear the same crown as the Yidam, except the look, and then you exchange, like the Yidam's brows, eyes, nose, mouth become yours, and the Yidam's ears become yours, and you continually look, gaze, visualize, and changing yours continually, and reciting the Yidam's mantra. And then eventually one day the Yidam on top of the mirror would enter into the mirror, become one. So then the Yidam on top of the mirror, the Yidam inside the mirror, and you merge together to become one. So this is the visualizing the illusory Dharma practice. And the Great Perfection Dharma, this bringing in Dharma practice is very similar. A disciple asked the Buddha, the Western paradise that you talked about, I cannot see. How can I believe in it? So the Buddha brought the disciple into a very dark room and told him, there's There's an axe at the corner of the room. And then the Buddha lit the fire, and then he could see a hammer, the hammer that was at the corner of the room. And the Buddha said, so if you don't see it, does it mean it doesn't exist? Like the Western paradise, you cannot see it. So does it mean the Western paradise doesn't exist? Western paradise does exist, this Buddha land. As soon as you gain spiritual response with the clear sky, you can go to all the Buddha lands in the 10 directions. I have told this joke before, but I can say it again. The little rabbit said, my mom called me. Yeah, this is play of words of Chinese. So the signs of spiritual response is that you have to be matched. If you don't match with each other, you would not gain spiritual response with them. So look at the spiritual cultivator. A spiritual cultivator with the pure mind and uncontaminated mind, they would gain spiritual response. Most of them, when they have purity mind. If they have a certain agenda or motives toward money or name or territory, it's impossible for them to gain spiritual response. Even if they have some spiritual responses, it came from the demons. So today what I taught was all Buddha Dharma. Has it passed 50 minutes? Did someone tell me? Yes. Did I see the sign that it's past the time? Because I was so focused on my Dharma teaching. So I didn't pay attention to the lady that raised the placard. So who? Pei Liang. Pei Liang, the one that raised the placard. I have spoken for past 50 minutes. But sorry, I didn't see it. Oh, Mani, bear me home.